วัสดีนะคะสวัสดีค่ะสวัสดีคนจิมมี่ดีโอคนสบายใจด้วยนะคะก็วันนี้เดี๋ยวมาอ่านหนังสือให้ฟังสักแป๊บหนึ่งนะคะเดี๋ยวมาอ่านให้แป๊บหนึ่งแล้วก็หมดแล้ววันนี้ ตอนแรกว่าจะกองโจรแป๊บหนึ่งแต่ก็ไม่เอาดีกว่านะคะเดี๋ยวอ่านหนังสือเสร็จแล้วเดี๋ยวก็พอแล้วเลชิสวัสดีค่ะคุณป้าสวัสดีค่ะแวะมาสวัสดีไม่ว่างดูช่วงนี้ไม่เป็นไรนะคะว่างๆเมื่อไหร่ค่อยมาดูก็ได้นะแต่ไลฟ์วันนี้ก็อ่านหนังสือเฉยๆนะคะไม่มีอะไรนะเราจะมาต่อจากรอบที่แล้วนะคะก็อยู่ chapter 11นะนั่นแหละก็ถ้าจะจำเรื่องให้ได้ก็คือเหมือนเด็กก็ไปเยือนเขาเรียกว่าอะไร planet โลกต่างๆมามากมายนะคะแล้วมีจำไม่ได้แล้วว่าล่าสุดนางไปไหนนางน่าจะไปเจอเจ้าราชาแม้ His Majesty 1 คนที่เหมือนจะไม่ให้นางแบบไปโลกอื่นแต่ว่าน้องก็ไปอยู่ดีน่าจะจำได้ก็คืออยู่ตรงนี้นะคะก็เดี๋ยวจะไปอ่านให้ฟังนะและช่วงที่อ่านหนังสือจะไม่อ่านแชทนะคะจะไม่อ่านแชทไม่ตอบแชทนะคะง่วงไหมถ้าง่วงก็นอนไม่ได้ง่วงค่ะวันนี้มีเรื่องหลายๆอย่างกระทบจิตใจมากมายเฉยๆปวดหัวเจ็บตานิดหน่อยนะก็ประมาณนี้นี่แหละเดี๋ยวอ่านให้ฟังนะคะ chapter 11นะคะ The Little Prince นะแล้วก็เดี๋ยวจะกันตอนจบเลยนะ See you Chapter 11 Chapter 11 The second planet was inhabited by a conceited man. Here comes an admirer to visit me, cried the conceited man from afar, as soon as he caught sight of the little prince, for to the conceited man all other men are admirers. Good day, said the little prince. That's a funny hat you're wearing. It's for waving with, replied the conceited man, for waving with when people cheered me. Unfortunately, nobody ever passed this way. Oh, really? Said the little prince, who did not really understand. Clap your hands one against the other. The conceited man now instructed him. The little prince clapped his hand one against the other. The conceited man raised his hat and waved modestly. This is more amusing than my visit to the king, the little prince said to himself, and he started clapping his hand again, one against the other, and the conceited man raised his hat and waved. After 5 minutes of this exercise, the little prince grew tired of the monotony of the game, and for you to lower your hat, he asked, "What do I have to do?" But the conceited man did not hear him. Conceited man only ever hear phrases. Do you really admire me a great deal? He asked the little prince. What does admired mean? To admire it means to admit that I am the handsomest, the best dressed, the richest, the most intelligent person on this planet. But you are all alone on your planet. Do me this kindness, admired me and the same. admire you, said the prince, with a slight shrug of his shoulders, but how can that be any of interest to you? And the little prince went away. Grown-ups are decidedly very odd, he murchly observed to himself as he continued on his voyage. Chapter 12. The next planet was inhabited by a drinker. This visit was very short, but it plunged the little prince into a deep melancholy. What are you doing here? He said to the drinker, whom he found settled silently before a collection of empty bottles and a collection of full bottles. I'm drinking, said the drinker, with a mournful air. Why are you drinking? Asked the little prince. To forget, replied the drinker. To forget what? Inquiries the little prince, who was already starting to feel sorry for him. To forget that I'm ashamed, confessed the drinker, hanging his head. Ashamed of what? Persisted the little prince, who wanted to help him. Ashamed of drinking, concluded the drinker, retreating into permanent silence, and the little prince went away, perplexed. Grown-up are decidedly very, very odd, he said to himself as he continued on his voyage. The fourth planet belongs to a businessman. This man was so busy that he did not even raise his head at the little prince's arrival. Good day, said the latter. Your cigarettes has gone out. 3 or 2 make 5. 5 and 7 makes 12. 12 and 3 makes 15. Good day. 15 and 7 makes 22. 22 and 6 makes 28. I have no time to relight it. 26 and 5 makes 30. 1. Phew. That makes 501,622,731. 500 million what? Eh? Are you still there? 501 million. I can't remember what I have too much. I have too much to do. I happen to be a serious person. I have no time for idle chatter. 2 and 5 make 7. 501 million what? Repeated the little prince, who had never in his life given up on the question once he asked it. The businessman raised his head. During the 54 years I have lived on this planet, I have been disturbed on only 3 occasions. The first was 22 years ago, when some May bug dropped from heavens knows where. He made the most dreadful din that resounded all over my place, and I made 4 mistakes in my addition. The second time was 11 years ago, brought on by an attack of a rheumatism. I need exercise. I have no time for sauntering about the third time. The third time is standing right in front of me now. As I'm saying, then 501 million. Millions of what? The businessman could see there was no hope of being left in peace. Millions of those small objects you sometimes see up in the sky. Flies? No, no, no. Small, glittering objects. Bees? No, no, no. Small, glided objects that's idle mind daydreaming, though I, for my part, happens to be a serious person. I have no time for daydreaming. Ah, you mean stars? Just so, stars. And what can you do with 500 million stars? 501,622,731. I happen to be a serious person, a precise person. And what do you do with these stars? Do with them? Yes. Nothing. I own them. Yes. You own the stars? Yes. But I have just seen a king who do not own kings range over. There is a large difference. And of what use is it to you to own the stars? It used to make me rich. And of what use is it to you to be rich? To buy more stars. If there are any more to be discovered, this fellow, the little prince said to himself, reason a little like my drunkard. Nevertheless, he had a few more questions to ask. How can you own the stars? To whom do they belong? Snapped the businessman peevishly. I don't know, to anybody. To nobody? Then they belong to me, since I thought of it first. Is that all it takes? Naturally, when you find a diamond that belongs to nobody, it belongs to you. When you discover an island that belongs to nobody, it belongs to you. When you are the first to have an idea, you take out a patent on it. It belongs to you. And the stars belong to me because nobody before me ever thought of owning them. That much is true, said the little prince. And what do you do with them? I administer them, I count them, and I recount them, said the businessman. It is hard work, but then I happen to be a serious person. The little prince was still not satisfied. If I own a scarf, he said, I can put it round my neck and take it with me. If I own a flower, I can gather my flowers and take it with me. But you cannot gather the stars. No, but I can deposit them in the bank. What do you mean? It means that I write down the number of stars I own on a piece of paper, then I lock this piece of paper in the drawer. And is that all? That is enough. It is amusing, thought the little prince. It is even rather poetic, but it's not terribly serious. About serious things, the little prince has very different ideas to those of grown-ups. I myself own a flower, he persisted, which I watered every day. I own 3 volcanoes, which I sweep out every week. Brackets, for I almost sweep out the extinct volcano, one never knows. Close brackets. It is of use to my volcanoes, and it is of use to my flowers that I own them, but you are no use to the stars. The businessman opened his mouth, but found nothing to say in answer, and the little prince went away. Grown-ups are decidedly altogether extraordinary, he merrily said to himself as he continued on his voyage. Chapter 14. The 5th planet was very strange. It was the smallest of all. There was just enough room to accommodate a street lamp and a lamp lighter. The little prince could not imagine what use there might be. Somewhere in the heavens, on เออมีงานนิดนึงนะ ขออนุญาตปิดสตรีมนะคะพอดีมีเรื่องนิดหน่อย ขอโทษด้วยนะคะ เดี๋ยวมาสตรีมใหม่นะคะ ขอโทษด้วยนะคะ